Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking the video out today. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover today. We have a few different topics we're going to be diving into. So before we do that, do me a big favor. If you do end up enjoying this video or finding it informative, make sure you leave it a like. Really helps the videos a lot. And if you are new here to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. The first topic we're going over is some really good news in general for the PS5. Sony has announced that PlayStation 5 sales have reached 20 million units sold worldwide. And on top of that, they're giving us a pretty significant update on what they're planning when it comes to ramping up production of this console, so that way everybody is able to get one, or everybody who wants one. So this was reported by gamesindustry.biz, where they say PlayStation 5 has sold 20 million units worldwide. This is what gamesindustry.biz can reveal. The console has been in huge demand since it launched in November 2020, and if it wasn't for the global shortage of components, it would have hit that milestone far earlier. The company says it is planning a significant ramp up in console production during the remainder of the year. We are thrilled to share that Sony Interactive Entertainment has sold more than 20 million PlayStation 5 consoles globally. This is what was said by Veronica Rogers, the SVP and head of global sales and business operations at Sony Interactive Entertainment. Since PS5's launch, our teams have worked tirelessly to deliver a truly next-gen gaming console that has won the world over, and that we want to take this time to thank the fans for their support. Your passion for the PlayStation brand is what drives us and what inspires us to innovate new technology, engineer the future of gaming, and continue creating the best place to play. To those fans who have yet to get their hands on a console, please know that we are planning on a significant ramp up in PS5 production this year, and we are working endlessly to make sure that PlayStation 5 is available for everyone who wants one. So this is the latest update we're getting from Sony. It's awesome to hear that the PS5 has reached 20 million sold. I mean, there's no doubt that it would have achieved that way sooner if there wasn't currently a shortage of components, but still 20 million sold is 20 million sold, and it's always a big deal when any console is able to achieve that. And so as we see here, Sony says that they're working endlessly to try to meet the demand and make the PlayStation 5 available for everyone who wants one. I think it is reassuring, and it is nice to know that they are planning what they're calling significant ramp up of PS5 production. This is what they told their investors, and this is what they're telling customers at this point. So yeah, it should become easier and easier, hopefully, for people to acquire PS5. And I have a feeling that with some of the heavy hitters that Sony is bringing out over the next year, games like God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, a KOTOR remake, Final Fantasy 16, and even some of the bigger, third-party titles, just like Resident Evil 4 remake, that is going to be a current-gen only game. I think that Sony is going to have their work cut out for them for sure, and PS5s are just going to continue to fly off the shelves and continually sell at a rapid rate. And so, it is, I think, overall very good news and a very good update. And it's going to be exciting, again, to see in the long run how well the PS5 sells. We're moving on to the next topic, though, which focuses on a significant update to Horizon Forbidden West. For anybody who tuned into the State of Play yesterday, you already have a really good idea of what you're getting. Just to do a quick rundown once again, they're adding New Game Plus, Ultra Hard difficulty mode when selecting the difficulty for New Game or New Game Plus. You can reset skills now in the menu. New functionality to apply a different look to Aloy's armor. New rewards will be available in New Game Plus. You're talking about weapons, dyes, and face paints, and they're also adding a new trophy set. But two other big updates that they're bringing to Horizon Forbidden West. The first has to do with the performance mode. As we know, the performance mode, specifically on PS5, I think was a bit underwhelming for a lot of people, and we know that Guerrilla Games has been working on it for some time now, and it seems like they're ready to kind of roll this out and show some big improvements. They say here that they have revamped the temporal anti-aliasing to improve visual fidelity for their performance mode on both PS5 and PS4 Pro, and they say that they're already working on an upcoming patch which will include VRR support. and a 40 FPS mode. So they're telling us to stay tuned, and that was something that I think caught a lot of people by surprise. The idea of getting a 40 FPS mode in the fidelity mode, or the resolution mode in Horizon Forbidden West, is pretty awesome when you consider just how good that game looks. So, you know, these are the results we're seeing from a team like Guerrilla Games, similar to what we see with all of the other teams at PlayStation. They have more time to work with the PS5 hardware and really become more familiar with it, and kind of rework their engines to, you know, be molded to the PS5. And I think that we're going to continually see these updates and improvements. So yeah, let me know if you're still playing Horizon Forbidden West, or if you're going to go back and play it. Let me know, how you feel about these updates and these improvements. Next up, we're talking about Spider-Man, because as we know, it was announced that Spider-Man is releasing on PC, and this is a pretty big deal, I think, for Sony and Insomniac. And the reason why I say this is because I think there are some very high expectations for this game on PC, both from the player perspective and, you know, what they'll be able to experience, but also from Sony and Insomniac's perspective. The reason why I say this is they announced the sales milestone for Spider-Man. So they say here on the PlayStation blog, before we further discuss the PC versions of each game, I'd like to pause and express Insomniac's profound gratitude for those of you reading this post who have already purchased and played the PlayStation console versions of Marvel's Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Let me tell you, there are a lot of folks to thank for your passionate support. With that in mind, I'm both ecstatic and humbled to share that the Spider-Man series has now sold through more than 33 million copies globally as of May 15th, 2022. That is a staggering amount of copies sold on PS5 and PS4, and that is taking into account both Spider-Man on PS4, Spider-Man Remastered on PS5, as well as Spider-Man Miles Morales. And so, for those wondering why Sony is choosing to port Spider-Man to PC, this is why. It's a game that is absolutely a heavy hitter for them, and I have no doubt it's going to do extremely well on PC. And a lot of people are very happy about this. You know, a lot of people are excited to give this game a try on PC. It's worth noting that we got confirmation that Nixxes was actually the studio that worked on the Spider-Man PC port. So we're already seeing this acquisition of Sony kind of pay off, and you know, we're seeing them being put to good use and good work here, and they seem very proud of what they achieved on this PC port. And it is worth noting that Spider-Man Miles Morales will also be launching for PC, but it's going to be coming sometime in fall of 2022. So for Spider-Man Remastered on PC, that's launching on August 12th of this year, and then later on in the fall, we'll be getting Spider-Man Miles Morales. And yeah, in general, I think that this is just a huge milestone for Insomniac Games and for Spider-Man, and there's no doubt that that 33 million is going to climb potentially very significantly with both of these games launching onto PC. And so we were kind of wondering, you know, what exactly is Sony planning when it comes to PC ports and launches this year, or this fiscal year, because they said that they're planning to achieve $300 million in revenue. Well, now we have a pretty good idea of how they plan to achieve that. So let me know if you're going to be, you know, giving Spider-Man a go on PC or not, and let me know what you think about the 33 million copies sold. Next up, I want to talk briefly about Stray, because I just wanted to let everybody know, for those who may have missed it, we did get the release date for it at the State of Play. It is releasing on July 19th, but something that did catch many people by surprise is that Stray is going to be included in PlayStation Plus Extra and PlayStation Plus Premium at launch. So if you are subscribed to these higher tiers, you are going to have access to this game. It's launching day and date into the service, and this is something that I think we are going to continue to see, specifically with third-party partners of Sony. I think they're going to try to strike these deals similar to what we see Microsoft do with a lot of indie studios and a lot of their partners for Xbox Game Pass. I have no doubt that this is a trend we will continue to see for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. So let me know what you guys think about that. But the final topic I have for you talks about Resident Evil Village and the PlayStation VR2 version. Sounds like they're going to be taking full advantage of everything that PSVR2 has to offer. This is reading from Push Square, where they say Resident Evil 7 Biohazard was transformative with PSVR, but it was restricted in some ways, perhaps hamstrung by the aging PlayStation Move controllers. It was played entirely with the DualShock 4 controller. This was, of course, an adequate experience, but it lacked the tactile feel that we've come to expect from virtual reality. You couldn't, after all, physically interact with the world. Resident Evil Village will change all that as Capcom is rebuilding gameplay elements from the ground up, specifically for the new PSVR2 Sense controllers. Try guarding using both of your arms and Ethan will guard in the same way. Hold up a gun and Ethan will hold up his. You're also able to execute dynamic actions such as firing your gun while holding a knife with the other hand, or holding a handgun with one hand and a shotgun with the other. These advanced controllers increase the player's immersion with the game. This is what Resident Evil Village's producer is saying about the PSVR2 controllers. And so it continues here by saying, judging by the PlayStation blog post, all the additional development will carry a cost, as Capcom has said that the information on the release date and pricing will be announced in due course. We suspect there will be an upgrade fee for existing owners of the game, but that's purely speculation, and so that is something we are going to want to keep an eye on. I don't expect this will be a completely free update, because it does sound like there is quite a bit of extra work and development time going into it, but they probably will offer some type of upgrade path, and they'll probably also sell like a standalone version as well. But yeah, it sounds like there is a lot of effort going into PlayStation VR2 and any game that's taking advantage of it. And so I'm going to continue to follow, all of these different studios as well as these publishers to see, what they're planning on achieving with PlayStation VR2. It's going to be exciting, I think. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. That's all the news and updates I have for you. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. Again, leave it a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.